to tell you about everything is everything. A show
where we'll be talking about lifestyle, family,
trending topics, politics, and family issues.
Everything that concerns you and I. Every Tuesday on Immaculate TV,
2 p.m.
Don't miss it. Hello, good afternoon, viewers. You're here on Everything is Everything with Nelo and
Coco. Hi.
So good to see you.
Good to see you again too, Nelo. How was your week?
Beautiful.
Viewers, you're very welcome. If you're seeing us for the first time, you're welcome. We are glad to have you here, and we are always happy to have you here with us. Isn't that right?
Yeah, sure. We're always happy because today we have plenty gist to talk about.
We do.
Honestly. In regards to that, we want to talk about the protests. Is it that a protest can be peaceful in Nigeria, or must it be violent? What do you think, Coco?
Well, Nelo, here's the thing about it. What I think is that not every protest has to be violent. Of course, we all have minds, and we are all rational people. We can choose between destroying and not destroying things. I think let's give an example of the EndSARS protest. What were you doing during the EndSARS protest in Nigeria?
You know, during that EndSARS protest, because the way the protest began, I actually was following, but you know, I wasn't in Lagos to be able to say, okay, let me join them. But I realized that, you know, at the beginning, it was peaceful. But what made me sad was the end. I didn't expect the end was going to turn out that way.
Nobody expected the end was going to turn out that way. There was looting, burning of buses,
killing of people. Even till date, there are some people that have been arrested for that EndSARS that are still in jail.
So I've heard. And that's where we get the fear of this upcoming protest, of this protest that is going to happen. You know, we look at it and we begin to get scared. And in fact, it has been used as an example that, look, we don't protest because we don't want what happened during EndSARS to happen again to us.
But come to think of it, Coco, is that not cowardly? Like, because of what happened during the EndSARS, you will now say we shouldn't protest. Why won't we protest when you can realize that the government are really jeopardizing with the future of Nigerians?
Very true, Nelo.
So, you know, we can't just be coward and say, okay, because of what happened during the EndSARS, which has been the excuse in quotes.
Okay.
Because I'm sure a lot of parents wouldn't want to lose their loved ones. Some did during the EndSARS. Some also have their loved ones in jail, like we said. You know, a lot of things happened, and you know, it can be very traumatizing. It can be painful.
That's very true.
Much as we are saying we don't want the protest, at the same time, then who would fight for our rights?
Well, Nelo, here's where the twist comes in. There is an anti-protest protest against the protest.
My sister, are you sure it's not the government?
No,
that thing seems like a joke to me.
All states of the country were represented in this protest.
Even the Borno that the police station was burnt down.
2 days ago, the police station in Borno was burnt down. Police officers were killed in Borno. Yesterday, they were protesting anti-protest. Nobody should come out and protest. So many characters have been given leeway to talk, and what they've been saying is that, oh, you know, don't protest, don't protest. It's disheartening. For
me, I really need this protest to hold.
Okay,
because
why?
I'm sure even before the protests, you know, when the government has been announced that there's going to be a protest, you can see the government, they're up and doing. You can imagine the president now has passed the bill of minimum wage. He has also...
Very true. Very true.
You understand what I mean? Very fast, you know?
Unlike dragging it before.
The bag of rice that is 80, 90 something has come down to 40. So why didn't he do it long before now?
So it could have been done. There could have been...
there is something wrong somewhere.
I think that truly there are measures that could have been taken earlier. And like I say, there's always space for improvement, but as we need more patriotism. I think that is
must
where
there be a protest or anger of the people before the government does something.
Well, Nelo, here's the thing about it. You and I know that there are 3 steps when it comes to war. There's number 1 is the aggression. People were voicing out, speaking out aggressively that, look, we are suffering, we are hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, how can a country so rich be hungry, be full of people that are hungry, and everybody is singing the same song? All right, let's go to the second step, deterrence. Okay, now we are being deterred everywhere,
yeah,
to say, okay, don't protest, don't protest,
the voice
don't
of the
do
people.
this
This is the right
we don't
of the
want
people.
this.
Yeah.
And then it seems like it's the people that are in power that are saying don't protest. No,
yeah.
give us our right. It's our right, right? I believe they said it's in the Constitution.
Yeah, it is.
1999
right,
Constitution,
yeah, it's the right of,
that we
of
have
every
the right to
citizen
protest.
Yeah.
Good. So give us our right. Let us know what we want for our future. Let's decide by ourselves. No need for you to come and say, oh, okay, let's hide this or let's do this. No, 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 no. Give us our right. Everybody, you know the funny thing, at this point, I'm like, okay, is the protest really the solution? Is it really?
It's not going to be the solution. You know, that was why we started with, can this protest be peaceful or will it be violent?
Okay.
It's not going to be 100% the solution, but I believe it's going to go a long way. Because as it is, with the changes, with the things that the president is really doing now, then there is something, there's a possibility that there are more to do to be able to achieve, you understand, yes, through the protest.
All right.
So that's what I believe. So and that's why I said the protest should hold, so that they will know that Nigerians are serious.
Nigerians
they are
have
suffering.
Always been serious.
No, I don't know.
We've always been
serious.
We have always
been serious, but they seem to take us for a joke.
No, 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 no. I think, okay, let me quickly finish what I was talking about before. The third step is war. And we definitely know that we do not want war.
No, no, no.
We want a peaceful protest. We want peace ingrained inside it. Now,
but do you think, you know, you're talking about peaceful protest. I hope you know, is it the government that makes this protest unrest or the people? Because sometimes I think we, the individuals, have our own blame.
Okay.
Because you see a full-grown adult. Okay, take for instance the MTN saga that is going on, both in Festac at Lagos and the one at Ijakpe Ibadan. Yes. You understand? And yes, I'm like, when they tell you as an adult, hold on, we are taking first 50 in, and you see some people outside, like they've been there since like 8 a.m. and probably it's around 2 or 4 p.m. Definitely, you know, they tend to be aggressive. Like, how can I leave my work a whole day and then it's still this time I've not been called? You understand? Then you see adults, they begin to do what? They begin to, you know, throw tantrums like babies.
Aggression. And
they become aggressive. What is it that they don't understand the English that, okay, we're doing this thing bad, but because of this mindset that Nigerians have, that maybe they're attending to people more important. Because some people will go through the back. You might even be seated there. I've seen a case. Most
people will go to the back,
and you will see someone. You'll be like a patient dog is the fattest bone.
This is Nigeria.
And you will sit down. You see someone that came late. Immediately they will just walk him. Excuse me. Give you one excuse, and the next thing is out. You have been there for hours. I don't know if you understand.
I understand.
I think, as individuals, we really need to work on our patience. How do I put it? Like, we need to, I don't know if there's anything called hormone for patients. We need to actually have it as Nigerians.
Okay, well, what I think is that I think we are all leaders in different ways.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, fine, the hashtag for the protest is End Bad Governance.
End Bad Governance.
I was watching a video on social media, and on the video, a guy was talking about, you know, somebody in his church who got stabbed, and he was rushed to the hospital. You understand? He was rushed to the hospital to go and be given treatment and all of that, and he was denied treatment because he didn't have a police report. So I was now thinking, like, okay, supposing if he had somebody big, somebody like a big man in his circle he could call, he would have been attended to immediately. People would rush out and say, is this person's son? Is that person's son? And all of that. The day of his wedding turned out to be the day that he died. So at the end of the day, do we want a country like that? Do we want that to be happening to anybody and everybody?
Of course not, Coco.
Nobody.
It's really a sad incident, because I'm imagining what the fiancé would have felt.
No, it's a lot to deal with.
After telling people you have a wedding
coming up,
so period, and you plan for a future together, and then, just because of police report,
you know,
or hospital. Will I say bad governance now? Coco, is it bad governance?
you know, people say this thing.
Because
don't let Nigeria
happen to you.
Yeah. In fact, it's like a prayer point right now.
What a very terrible prayer. You know, in Nigeria, we are so spiritual. It's not everything we need to pray about.
Yes.
Most of the time, it's not about prayer. It's even about we working on ourselves.
Yes.
You know, I love the slogan of the past government when they said change begins with you and I.
True.
And it's true.
Change
because
begins
it has to start from you. Like when you're talking about the leader, being a leader, you have to first be a leader. Then when you get to another parastatal that is not yours, then you will know how to manage things, how things work. But the problem is, most of us are leaders in our own, but when we come outside, every little thing we pass aggression. We are frustrated.
Do you think that is a form of distraction? I think the MTN thing, first of all, during a time of protest, a hot point during our country, you can't talk to your loved ones. You're just on your own.
At least to check on them, to know how it is over wherever they are. So, and I think that's why most Nigerians are also like, you know, the way they reacted. Did you see? I don't know if you watched the video. The burglary at that first attack,
it was taken down.
It was taken down.
It was remaining small that the place didn't get burnt. It was remaining very small.
It's so sad.
The one at Idiakwe had a copper kneeling down
and begging them. That was when they said the stones that they were throwing, they had to stop throwing stones
because of a copper begging. Oh my days! Where are we going with this? Where are we going with this?
It's such a sad one, honestly.
It is.
It's actually a sad one. I don't know. And you know, this thing is really, really affecting both the government, the family, everyone. Because when you talk about the protest, you know, sometimes I'll pinch myself and I'll say, this protest that is coming on, if they tell me to go out and protest, Coco, is Nigeria worth dying for? That's the question.
I don't know. Will
I risk my life? I remember the sad scenario of having a friend that lost a loved one during the SARS. And many times he talks about it,
it hurts.
It's hot, and he will tell you Nigeria is not worth dying for. And he left a new married. He was newly married. He left the wife. He left the child. So you can imagine.
Nelo, it's a very serious matter we are dealing with. Now, what is really the cause of this protest? The cause is that every policy is not going down, is not trickling down to the grassroots. Hunger.
Because when you were asking what's the point, and I'm like,
is a problem. No, it's the number one problem
is hunger now.
Hunger. So after we've established,
you know,
that is
why they feel the government, the people up there, don't understand what they are going to. Because when they were saying, well, I've been hungry, they've been, you know, like when you talked about the stage, the aggressive stage before the terrorist stage and then war, you know, they feel like maybe the government don't understand what we're saying. So let us protest.
Let us protest.
Because apparently they are not the ones at the market or going to the market to buy tomatoes, they cook. Certainly they just dish out money and then they have people that run errands for them. Definitely. All they know is, I want fried rice today, I want salad tomorrow, I want Chinese, is available.
Nelo, coming to think about markets, don't you think there's going to be a rush? There's going to be a whole rush
because
of people are going to go and shop now.
And then you can imagine the hike.
Store things. The hike, oh my God.
So now,
prices
is it
will
the
now
go.
That's not the government now. So that's why I say that it's a bit of both. It's a bit of both. We have to find a way to meet in the middle. I think that if there was a bit more talking done between
communication,
yes, there's a communication gap.
You know, communication
I feel
is the key, and
I feel that
we really need to, you know, be on the same page.
We do.
The problem is that the government and the citizens of the country, we are not on the same page. We are assuming, citizens are assuming that the government don't understand. True. And then the government are also assuming that the citizens do not understand
their
and that
plight.
Is why we are not on the same page.
True.
Hence the conflict. You know, conflict can't be avoided when there is no understanding.
It's not possible. For you to have human relationship, there must be conflict.
Yeah, certainly there must be conflict.
Yes.
So what we're trying to say is this: can this protest be peaceful, or will it end?
Have we ever had a peaceful protest?
Yeah. You know, I can remember during the NLC, the times of Adams Oshiomhole, former governor, Comrade Oshiomhole. I remember that anytime, I don't know whether maybe the man get long leg, or that was why NLC then was, you know, when they say they want to really protest and they come out of this, it's usually peaceful. You will not hear there was any violence. Because, and at the end of the day, they get results for what they want.
Okay.
Because most of the NLC
it's possible.
protests have actually witnessed during
back in the days, yes.
It has never been this violence. No. And they get what they want. I don't know what's happening of recent times. Is it the Gen Z thing that is really going?
Maybe Gen Z protest. they have come now.
No grief for who, no grief for you.
I tell you. Oh my God. So at the end of the day, do you feel that is the right approach for us to protest, and with all the risks that we've called? What do you think?
Things we've experienced, like I told you
with
before,
all that we've gone through.
I said that before. It's going to be, at least to some extent, there will be some issues, at least some progress, if there's a protest.
Okay, well, in other countries, which is it started from this protest thing has been trending in Africa.
Yeah, I think
it's been trending. It started.
It's looking like it's a wave.
Yes, it started from Kenya.
You talk about Kenya, Sudan.
We followed Uganda also, and protest, and then they even picked a day, Tuesdays and Thursdays in Kenya.
Oh,
yes,
really?
Yes, they have a day.
Like every day?
Like every Tuesdays and Thursdays, everybody comes out to protest. But mostly the young people anyway. Mostly the youth, because they are the ones that are facing the brunt.
Now, old people won't protest. Even this one that is happening in Nigeria.
Now young people,
young people now. Old woman who no get strength, who never chop better food.
I tell you, with the hunger.
Go for road, go they talk, say, I beg
people change government.
No, it's mostly the youth when you look at it. It's mostly the youth.
It is.
So, but honestly, it's really not, the whole situation is not smiling at everybody. There's a mixed feeling. Some people are afraid. Some of us are like, okay, we need it to hold. But even in the midst of fear, we need results. That's just the truth.
That's the long and the short.
We just need solution to this. But I believe that solution is already knocking on the door.
Yes.
If rice could come down, the bill of the minimum wage could be passed, and a whole lot of things are beginning to, fall in place, then I think it's going to yield a positive
So I have something to say about that minimum wage issue. Okay, so at the end of the day, I was thinking that it would just be the civil service that was going to be paying 70,000 to civil servants for the minimum wage.
But
little did I know,
Senate President said,
little did I know that in fact it touched everybody.
And private.
It touched everybody.
It reached everybody.
Everybody collects. No, nice one.
But my sister, check how private won't pay gates man we dey for gate 70K.
At the least.
Minimum.
To pay 60.
Housing, house help, or the ones
nanny.
Nanny. How now? Should be some people still they carry human being for free.
Wait now.
They talk say that they sponsor education. They don't go pay minimum wage.
If you are earning the 70. As you dey collect the 70, you get pay your nanny 70,000.
You know work, you know balance.
You no go work. You no go balance at all. I beg.
I don't know how someone take implement that one.
I beg.
In fact, I'm thinking like, how will this thing be implemented? Like, seriously.
Well, I think that at the end of the day, I've always said it's a livable wage, but it's not thriving. It's not what you should be earning at the end of the day as your total income for a whole month.
But don't you think that there's something that is making me switch with this minimum wage, just like what you said?
Okay.
And in my mind, I'm like, NLC will still go on strike. Like what you say, you collect, you give another person.
Nelo, be nice.
Wait now, you collect, you give another person.
Be nice.
You better make them, they pay people per hour. Abi, what you say? How you see them? And that's where it is abroad. Because if they pay you, check them now. 5K per hour. And I choose to work like 4 hours, 5 hours. Now 25K.
Now 25K I go carry go my house.
For one day. Then calculate her for 1 week. Now better money. Hey, if you tell me say pay 70K, you know go hot.
That's true.
But if you say
actually,
that's minimum one, Abi?
That's the least that you can earn.
I feel pay. Because 25K now, you times it by 5 or 20K per year, that's 100K.
Okay. But that's, you're looking at it from the earner's point of view.
Yeah, earner's point of view. That's what I'm looking at it from.
Will you find payers, Abi? Yes, now will you find the payers to pay out this 5,000 per hour work? Please, what is the work?
Like I'm looking at, I'm just praying that Nigeria gets to that. When you make people they jackpot now because of the money.
Because of the money now.
When you work, say your money day.
But
this one monthly. Just check it. How many hours in a month? Check it. How many days in a month?
See, this jackpot thing. Nah, top 3. Now top 3 on most deepest matters for this Nigeria.
I here for Nigeria. It go better for this country.
Amen, my sister. Last.
Because even the jackpot going easy.
You
know how much
it's so expensive.
People will gather just to live.
Sell properties.
But do you know what I
Sell
think,
things. Yes, Nilo.
If people can actually gather such an amount of money to leave the country, can't they probably invest in something here?
Well, you remember that investment in Nigeria, you can import. Okay, let me. You can't
go there.
Wait, no, let me go there.
Like grain just boots.
No, maybe go there.
I can't remember Dangote. Do you know now? Okay, look at the good news now.
Okay.
The good news is this. Now there's this report now that Dangote they've given him his license for his factory to operate. Now they now said that they are going to be buying in naira. My sister, that is to boost.
So it's going to crash the dollar.
Crash the dollar and boost Nigeria economy.
Well, it's not for sure. Don't celebrate too soon. No.
Coco,
this Nigeria.
Why do you want this smile to just fade?
It's not like I want it to fade. I'm
happy.
In Nigeria, you don't ever celebrate anything too soon.
Okay.
Make sure. See it. Make money there your hand. Make you see the benefits for your own personal self before you celebrate. Yay! No. Otherwise, you go just be about to celebrate. You just hear the federal government has. You know how they go.
Make I just pen.
So let's pend that investment thing, because if investments were working, definitely other multinationals will come. Who doesn't want money? I mean, who doesn't want to make a good buck in Nigeria? I mean, more companies will come, but what do we see?
Even the companies here are living. Yeah, well, you're right. Living.
So investment is not that straightforward here. Though if you go any other place, the paperwork is what will bury you.
Yeah,
it's easier. It's somewhat easier here because you have people around you who can help you out, who can sort you out, and everything like that. So I think sometimes, the system works for you. Sometimes, you work for the system.
That's how it works.
That's how it works,
because it goes in circle. When you're over there. But all the same.
So Nilo, I want to quickly ask you.
Okay.
Were you able to get fuel? This last week?
I did.
You did?
But I queued.
How many hours this time around?
1 hour.
Only.
If like I say, don't they reduce? But even at that, it's still annoying.
At least.
Annoying.
I know.
It's well. But I want to believe that with this Dangote's refinery is going to yield for employment and fuel, and maybe economy will bounce back. Let's just believe that things will be fine.
I think they are making the right steps in the right directions. I just think that
as they shake them now, as youths no green now, so they move body.
They must hear now.
So sometimes it's important. Make youth shake this government at least so that they can move body somehow.
At least. So there's been an anti-protest. There has been the protest for
end bad
governance coming up, and we also hope that it won't be a violent thing. We hope it won't be a thing that will later. Okay, yes. Sorry, before I end, I wanted to talk about that NSAS. Now, during NSAS, the truth is that there were 5 points that started off the NSAS.
Yeah.
Now, this were the things that they had listed out, and it was going according to plan initially. There wasn't any issue in all states. It was going according to plan. Then all of a sudden, they stumbled on palliatives, or so-called palliatives. And then everybody that was hungry, that was angry, that was frustrated, just ram on the palliative, and that was how the protest scattered. That was the end of it too.
In fact, that was
when it started going haywire.
And that was when a whole lot of things were found out. How some top individuals were actually stocking palliative for themselves.
Somebody used it for birthday souvenir.
Souvenir, imagine. Like, it's so sad.
Somebody used it for birthday. As in, like, well, but like we said, leadership has been a problem, and it's improving, but it can go faster. That's what I think.
Okay, we have come to the end of today's program, and I want to believe that you viewers listening to us today, please let us make this protest a peaceful one. It mustn't end in violence, for the sake of our loved ones, because you know, you need me, I need you, we all need each other. So let's try to go out for the protest in a peaceful way. And I believe that the government, they are also listening to us, because all these things that we are really talking about today, who told you they are not hearing? They're hearing. They made the ears for you to be heard, for people to hear, so they know they're listening. And please be safe and try not to stay out late. Thank you. Coco?
Okay, well, my final thoughts are that, look, we are all leaders, like I've been saying, in everything, in every sphere of life. You know, it's either you're a leader inside the home or you're a leader outside the home. So I think that we should develop our leadership skills. Let's be realistic with ourselves. Waiting they pain me, go they pain you. We are in the same boats together, and we are all trying to balance ourselves. So let's look up, let's step up, and let's do better than anyone expected. There was a country where they went, I think it was Sri Lanka, where there was a protest, and they went into the government house, and none of the protesters took a thing. You know, nobody took anything. So let's put a standard for ourselves. First of all, if we are going out to protest, let's look that we are not there for looting, we are not there for stealing, because truly the Indomie and rice that was packed during NSAS, where it did today. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'm Coco with my girl
Nelo. See you.
Thank you. See ya. Bye. Hello people,
it's your girl Nelo.
My name is Coco, and I'd like to tell you about Everything is Everything, a show
where we'll be talking about lifestyle, family,
trending topics, politics, and family issues.
Everything that concerns you and I. Every Tuesday on Immaculate TV,
2 p.m. Don't miss it.